Putin hugs Modi in Delhi, then takes aim at Trump. America buys Russian fuel for its reactors, he says. So why is India being punished for Russian oil? The 50% tariff hurts exports, the politics hurt alliances, and the debate is now global. Russian President Vladimir Putin has directly questioned Washington's punitive measures against India for purchasing Russian oil, pointing to America's own continued energy trade with Moscow. Speaking to Indian broadcaster India Today hours before landing in New Delhi on December 4th for a two-day state visit, Putin challenged the logic behind US President Donald Trump's 50% tariff on Indian goods imposed over Russian oil purchases.
As for India's purchases or purchase of energy resources from Russia, well, I would like to note and have already mentioned this publicly once. The US itself still buys nuclear fuel from us for its own nuclear power plants. That is also fuel, uranium, for the reactors operating in the United States. If the US has the right to buy our fuel, why shouldn't India have the same privilege?
The remarks come as India faces mounting pressure from Washington over its role as the top buyer of seaborne Russian oils since Western sanctions followed Moscow's February 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Trump's administration maintains India's purchases of discounted Russian crude help finance the war in Ukraine, leading to the punishing tariff that has battered Indian exports. India has called the tariffs unjustified and unreasonable, whilst highlighting that the United States and European Union continue importing billions of dollars worth of Russian energy and commodities, from liquefied natural gas to enriched uranium. Putin received a warm welcome from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who broke protocol by personally receiving the Russian leader at Delhi airport, a rare gesture underlining the close ties between both nations. The two embraced on the red carpet before driving away together in the same vehicle for a private dinner hosted by Modi.
India has become one of the major refined product suppliers to Europe, not just because it buys our oil with a discount. It took years to achieve and is in no way connected to the current economic environment. Certain actors clearly dislike India's growing role in international markets owing to its ties with Russia.
India's crude imports from Russia are set to hit a 3-year low this month following the US tariff and tightening sanctions, though Putin insisted energy cooperation between both nations remains unaffected by political pressure. Russia has been India's main arms supplier for decades, with ties dating back to the Soviet era. India emerged as the leading buyer of Russian seaborne oil despite Western sanctions, though bilateral trade patterns are now shifting under American pressure. Putin acknowledged a minor decline in overall trade turnover during the first 9 months of this year, though insisted levels remain broadly stable.
US President Donald Trump pursues his own policy, and he has advisors. His decisions aren't made out of thin air. He has advisors who believe that implementing such tariff policies, involving the imposition of additional duties on trade partners, ultimately benefits the US economy. He is acting in good faith, I presume.
Both countries aim to raise two-way trade to $100 billion by 2030. Commerce jumped more than fivefold from roughly $13 billion in 2021 to nearly $69 billion in 2024-25, driven almost entirely by Indian energy imports.